Well, hello Internet, and welcome to part 2 of my low-calorie recipes tutorial. Today I'm going to cover how to make banana ice cream, tofu ice cream, strawberry sorbet, coleslaw, yes I know that's a weird thing, and another type of low-calorie mayonnaise. So I have a lot to do, so let's get into it. First I'll make a strawberry sorbet that knocks more than 50 calories off of my ice cream alternative, as well as completely eliminates fat and cholesterol. Then I'll show you how to make tofu ice cream, which will dramatically lower the calorie, fat, and cholesterol count. And then I'll go even more hardcore by showing you how to make an absolutely amazing banana ice cream. In the last video, I showed you how to make a 12-calorie healthy mayonnaise, but a lot of you guys said it wasn't sweet enough. So this time, I'll make a more traditional type of mayonnaise that still knocks 136 calories off of traditional mayonnaise. And then I will cover a very healthy coleslaw that is a staple of my diet that tastes delicious and really fills you up. First I'm going to make a strawberry sorbet, but basically just replace the strawberry with any other type of fruit and you can make pretty much any type of sorbet. Basically just add 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar with your pot on high. Then you're going to stir the sugar and water mixture until they are both combined. Then you're going to bring it to a boil and then you're going to take it off the burner and then let it cool. Then you're going to add 16 ounces of frozen but thawed strawberries. Of course, you can use any other type of fruit. Just taste it, and when it tastes good, then you know that you got the right amount of fruit. Then you're going to add your sugar water that has been cooled. Then add 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. And I just want to reiterate, you want to use frozen fruit because it tends to be ripe and sweet, and it tastes much better. Then to keep your sorbet from turning rock hard in your freezer, you can add 1 teaspoon of vodka. Now, of course, you don't have to add the vodka, but if you do not, you're going to have to pay attention to the temperature and the relative frozenness, if that's a word, of the sorbet in your freezer. And then you're going to blend everything. Then you're going to get your fruit mixture and pour it into a glass bowl and put it in the freezer overnight. The next day, you're going to scrape out all of the sorbet from the bowl, and this is what I use, but use whatever you got, and then you're going to throw them in a blender, and then you're going to blend until it is completely smooth and wonderful. And now we're going to make tofu ice cream. Just get yourself 14 ounces of extra firm tofu and throw that into a blender, and then I use this Vermont sugar-free syrup. It's 1/4 of a cup, so only 15 calories, and I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of it to my tofu. And then once again, 1 teaspoon of vodka is going to keep this from getting very, very hard. And this tofu is going to have a very creamy texture to it. I'm then going to add some unsweetened soy milk, 1 cup of it. And then after it's all blended up, it's going to have an extremely creamy texture, very much like milk, very much like yogurt. Now is the time where you're going to decide on what type of fruit you want to add. I'm adding peaches and raspberries and a whole bunch of other different crazy things here right now. You're probably going to add somewhere between 12 to 16 ounces of fruit until you get it right. In the beginning, it's very bland, so add a lot of fruit. And then after you get your flavor just right, we're just going to pour this in a bowl and then once again throw it in a freezer overnight. Then I'm going to make my absolute favorite of these desserts. It's a banana ice cream, and it's so easy to make. Just get yourself some very, very ripe bananas and throw them in your freezer overnight, and then throw them both in your blender. And then to that, you're going to add 1/4 of a cup of unsweetened soy milk. Then add 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. That's 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then I like to add 1/2 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then this is the final texture after it's blended, and this is what it's going to look like after it freezes overnight. And then we're going to make a more traditional mayonnaise that's sweeter. Get 1 cup of extra firm tofu, throw that in a blender, and then you're going to get yourself 1/4 of a cup of canola oil, and then dump that also into the blender. Then add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and then 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then blend until creamy. And this is what it's going to look like when it's all done. And now we're going to make some coleslaw. I'm also going to need the sour cream recipe from the last tutorial, which is just 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and of course I'm going to need some green cabbage. And here I'm just going to add 1/2 of a cup of carrots to my blender. And here they are all chopped up. And then for your cabbage, you can either use that or you can use a food processor. I'm going to use a food processor, of course. And just be very careful that you don't shred it up too much. It should basically look like this when it's all done. Now to our 1 head of shredded cabbage, we're going to add 1/2 cup of the carrots. Then I'm going to add an entire onion that has been minced up real nice and fine. That's going to measure out to about a half a cup of minced onion. Then I'll add 3/4 of a cup of the fake mayonnaise I just made, and then 2 tablespoons of the fake sour cream that I covered in the last tutorial. Then 2 tablespoons of just regular old granulated sugar. 1 tablespoon of just regular old ground mustard, and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of celery salt, and it's very important because that's the odd flavor that's in coleslaw. Add salt and pepper to taste, and here it is all finished. Well, I hope you enjoyed these recipes. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Please leave your questions and comments below. Otherwise, till next time.